Let's look at this now. Exam style question. So it says Mr. Ferguson is paid Jamaican 2,500 per hour. He normally works Monday to Friday from 8 to 3. If he works overtime, he's paid at double rate. The table below shows Mr. Ferguson's working hour in 1 week. So Monday to Friday he works 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Tuesday work 8 to 3. Wednesday works 8 to 5. Thursday works 8 to 3 and Friday works 8 to 6. Calculate Mr. Ferguson's total wage for that particular week. So notice it didn't say gross wage, right? Total wage. So of course that is how exam is going to be. That's why we say exam style question. So I want you to pause the video and attempt this question. Pause it and attempt. Alright. So as you paused, we're now going to go through this question. So the first thing they told us is that Mr. Ferguson gets paid normally is 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. That's how many hours in the day. Remember, 8 to 9 is 1 hour, 9 to 10, 10 to 11, 11 to 12, 12 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3. How many hours Mr. Ferguson work? 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, 5 hour, 6 hour, 7 hours. So on a usual day-to-day basis, Mr. Ferguson works 7 hours, right? So since we know that he works 7 hours on a day-to-day basis, first we can work out his basic wage. So the basic wage now is going to be equal to the basic rate multiplied by his number of hours worked, or his basic week. So let's do that calculation. The basic rate that Mr. Ferguson is being paid is, they told us it's 2,500 per hour. Now we multiply that by his basic week. So notice, Mr. Ferguson works Monday to Friday, 7 hours. So he works 7 hours Monday, 7 hours Tuesday, 7 hours Wednesday, 7 hours Thursday, 7 hours Friday. Remember, this is regular working hours. Regular, REG for regular working hours. So in total, his basic week is 35 hours for the week. So 2,500 times 35, that is $87,500. That's his basic week. Now, we need to calculate his total wage. Now, if you did this and you stopped right there, no, that is not true. Remember, usually he works 8 to 3. And then if he works overtime, he's then paid at double rate. So now we need to work out his overtime rate, or his overtime wage. So his overtime wage now, we have to look at how many hours he worked overtime. So it's the overtime rate multiplied by the number of overtime hours worked, multiplied by number of overtime hours worked. So let us see. He worked 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. So in terms of overtime, you only work 1 hour overtime on Monday. And then on Tuesday, Mr. Ferguson don't work any overtime. So it seems on Tuesday, he doesn't have time to work overtime. On Wednesday, Mr. Ferguson works 2 hours overtime because after 3 p.m., him regular hours stop. And from 3 to 5, that's 2 hours of overtime. Thursday, he works his normal shift and he's finished. Now on Friday, Mr. Ferguson is working. He's working, man. Look at that. 8 to 6. So he worked 3 hours overtime on Friday, right? Wow! So in total, his overtime hours seems to be 6 hours. So his overtime rate, which is double his regular rate, so 2 times 2,500, we'll multiply that by 6 hours overtime. So 2 times 2,500 is 5,000. Multiply that by 6, we get 30,000. Now that we get 30,000, we're then able now to work out Mr. Ferguson's total wage for the week. So the total wage, it's equal to, look at the basic wage, $87,500, plus that $30,000, and we add them, $87,500 plus 30,000, we get $117,500. So that would be Mr. Ferguson's total wage for the week, or as we say, it's gross wage.
Stop the
so
cap.
That's an exam style question there. You're probably wondering what is the difference from the previous questions we'd have done. Of course, with the exam style question now, look how they put a table and try to make the question tricky, right? They're just trying their best to throw us off. So they just gave us the information in a table, but it's really not tricky, right?
Wow!
Nice. Alright, let's look at another exam style question. Pause the video and attempt the question. So it says Tiana works in a hairdresser salon. She's paid USD $12.50 per hour plus USD $1.50 for every customer hair that she cuts. And it says she is contracted for 36 hours per week. In 1 week, she earned 507 USD. How many customers did Tiana have that particular week? Okay, now this is looking nice.
Stop the cap.
So, as you paused and attempted this question, right, the first thing realize is that Tiana works where? In a hairdresser salon, and she's being paid at $12.50 per hour. Alright, so even if nobody walks in the salon, she get paid $12.50. Yeah? And of course, she's contracted for 36 hours for the week. So in that case, we can work out her basic wage. So Tiana's basic wage is just going to be equal to the $12.50. That's the basic rate multiplied by the basic week of 36 hours. All right, remember it's basic rate times basic week. Multiplying those, what we end up get is $450. So Tiana made $450. That's her basic wage. All right, that's Tiana's basic wage. That's okay. But we noticed that she made what? $507. That's her total wage. Now, what do we know? As I said, sometime you're going to have to transpose the formula. So Tiana's total wage, we know the formula for total wage is basic wage plus her overtime wage. However, in this case, it's not really overtime. She's really being paid for the amount of additional persons that she, for every person that she cut their hair, she get paid $1.50. But we're just going to call it overtime wage. It's really not overtime. All right? So now, of course, her total wage is $507 equal to her basic wage, $450, plus the extra money that she make from the additional, for the particular customers that she do their hair, right? It's a hairdresser salon. I really don't understand, that business. So I'll just call it overtime wage, all right? We're just calling it overtime wage. All right. So, of course, we transpose it to get that her overtime wage or her extra wage that she make from, cutting each person's hair. That's 507 minus 450. And we work that out. That gives us $57. So that's $57, okay? So the extra money that she make is $57. Notice that she's being paid $1.50 for every customer's hair she cut. So every customer hair where she cut, she get $1.50. So the number of persons now, the number of person that she actually cut for that week is 57 divided by 1.5. Because that's how she get that $57, Each person she cut them here, she get $1.50 for that. So 57 divided by 1.5, that is 38. So in total, Tiana had 38 customers for that week.
Wow!
Tiana had 38 customers for the week. I know this question was a little, different from the usual questions, but as I said at the start, remember that these type of questions can involve salaries, wages, utilities, allowances, taxes and rates. All of that stuff can come under it, but you still need to just be able to apply this one formula that the gross wage is the basic wage plus overtime wage. It's really just that simple. So, nice. Alright, the last exam style question. It says Ricardo Blake works for Carland Car Mart as a car dealer and an auto car designer. He's paid at a commission of 4.8% of the total sales. Wow. So it says that Mr. Blake is only being paid less than 5% of the total sales. Now, if Mr. Blake earned USD 17,510, what was the value of his sales? Wow, so Mr. Blake earned over 2 million Jamaican dollars of sales. Wow. That is pay now. But no problem, let's do this question. First thing we have to remember now is that Mr. Blake's salary, so Mr. Blake salary, looking at what they said, it is equal to, he's paid a commission of 4.8% of the total sales. So it's being paid 4.8% of total sales. So Mr. Blake is just being paid 4.8%. You can rewrite 4.8% as a decimal or as a fraction. As a fraction, it's 4.8 over 100 times the total sales. That gives us Mr. Blake's salary or his commission. Now, what was his commission? His commission given was 17,510.40. So that's equal to 4.8 over 100 times his total sales. So I want to find the value of the total sales. So we're going to transpose the formula for this. So transposing for the total sales, all we're going to do is divide both sides by 4.8 over 100. So we divide both sides by 4.8 over 100. And this will cancel this. So now we will end up get that the total sales now, finally let's write it here. So the total sales is equal to 17,510.40 divided by, going back, 4.8 over 100. I'm going to put this into our calculator. That's the value of the total sales. So 17510.40 divided by 4.8 over 100. Doing the division, we get $364,800. Wow, that is mind-blowing. Wow! What is Mr. Blake doing? That's amazing. So the total value of the sales that Mr. Blake would have made is $364,800. Alright, so what was the value of his sales? That's USD 364,800. And so that's it. Those are all the questions that we have for today on salaries and wages. Alright, so I hope this video was helpful. Alright, and you can make sure to check out the worksheet to do some practice questions now on salaries and wages. Just visit my website or my Google site for the worksheet on salaries and wages. So take care. Have a blessed day.